CJ's clientele. The paradigm is inspiration, dedication, and appreciation. Let us become sharper. Subscribe now to The Real Appreciation. And again, CJ's clientele. The paradigm is inspiration, dedication, and appreciation. Let us become sharper. Subscribe now to The Real Appreciation. And again.
And it's irritating because you're not masculine. You just have a masculine quality about yourself, but we the real deal masculine. We can't turn it off. So y'all will turn that masculine on, and then when it's convenient, you go back into a woman feminine shell. Which one is it? So you're stepping up to this masculine energy on one level, and then when it's convenient, you break it down and go back to a feminine energy. And that's the frustration that we deal with. All right, welcome back. We are here today with another installment of the Let Us Become Sharper / Thursday Night Society podcast. I got my ride or die. Delana, the wonderful Delana, is ride or die. Always. And that's something that I know about her. The rest of the panel is to come in today. We're going to do a two-part podcast today. We're going to come in with the topic that we discussed last podcast. We opened up room for the topic, but we didn't dive into it, and we really didn't even agree to do it. Speaking with them today about what we were going to do, and they could make it. So we're going to start it with the wonderful Delaney has said before me, and I'm going to chime in on it, and we'll take it from there. So how's everybody doing? We want to come in early with the name of the podcast, Let Us Become Sharper, based on my brand. Thursday Night Society, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. These are the hustlers hours of Thursday Night Society, TNS. We got the TNS Raffle Exchange. What we want you to support the raffle exchange. It's gaining velocity. I'll tell you about a raffle that I did back in the day. I used to raffle the Cartier glasses off, and people who bought the ticket, they had to get, if you were under the age of 21, you had to get a permission slip to receive the prize, was where the glasses I used to give away the cash too. And it was very, very successful for me back in the day. And other things took me away from it, but now we back to it. So we got the Thursday Night Society TNS Raffle Exchange. We starting off a 50-50 raffle, and then we have the amenities, we have the gifts that we give. And it's for a good cause, because we coming back into the crusade for respect as building that raffle exchange. And then the exchange is everybody's a winner, because even if you don't win the big prizes, you retain the ticket. We have an event at a undisclosed location, and you're invited to that. So yeah, Delana, we didn't talk about our topic today. You missed it. You didn't hear it. It's going to be very, very interesting. Like I said, we're going to start it, and then the rest of our panel going to come in and they going to chime in. So basically a two-part podcast. So we're talking about joy. Let's talk about joy right now. This was something that's been on my mind to speak with you about joy and happiness. So I always try to give an introduction before we get to that topic. Don't let nobody steal your joy, because that's their goal. Now, we have what's called weasels. We got weasels and snake in the grass who come along and try to tamper with and try to rewrite the narrative of your joy. Joy, I consider myself to be a very, very joyful person. I got a lot of reasons to be happy. See, first of all, I'm beautiful. That's enough alone, but I just got a lot of joy around me. I got joy, a whole bucket of love. I'm a loved person. I'm a joyful person. And I got so much joy on the inside and outside that I've now become an advocate where just don't let nobody steal your joy. Don't let nobody try to cut into your happiness, because this is what they want to do. Their goal is to steal joy, steal your happiness, to distract you and put you in a mindset where now you're focusing on something that don't mean nothing, when you should be focused on getting the job done and living your life in the overflow with joy. I speak my inspirational words today. We're doing inspiration, we're doing motivation today on the podcast. Me and the wonderful Delana sitting here on the panel. I want to talk about prosperity and power. Prosperity and power is an ancient game from an ancient time. We own ownership. Speaking about ownership, the well-oiled machine in the grind. What that means is it's an old saying and it's an old statement, but I put it in that context for you to understand what I mean. It's something that we need to do. You gather your prosperity and then you establish your power. We consider to be top master players. Nothing more than the mathematical formula of the game. And we're here to reach everybody with the podcast today. Let us become sharper. Let's roll into this topic. So the topic today is what we want to discuss today, how we want to become sharper today. We were talking about feminine, female masculinity. Now, ironically, although we don't have all of our guests, our panel here today, I got just the person that I need sitting across from me. She's wonderful. She's ride or die. She's beautiful. She's all these things. But she's going to give insight on feminine energy coming across as masculine energy. Why is it that our women come across so masculine? Tell me now, Delana.
It's perceived that way from people when a woman is forced to play a dominant role. When she's in that role, she has no choice but to, I won't say it ain't masculine.
It comes across as masculine.
It comes across as masculine.
So if it ain't masculine, what is it? What is it, Delana? Because y'all be tough.
It's strong.
Nah.
We being strong. We being what we have to be. We are being what we have to be. We being what we have to be.
Well, why? Why are you
have to be? Because apparently there's a man or men who have not stepped up and became that masculine energy that is needed. So you're not producing it for me. I got to do it myself, unfortunately, and I don't want to.
So what? So let me ask you this. So this was,
but
yeah,
it's not masculine. It's more.
It's masculine.
It's more of a strong woman, just asserting her dominance.
Yeah, but you could be strong in you could be strong
and feminine. You trying to tell me I can be strong and feminine?
Well, you could be strong in your femininity. You could be strong in there.
Yes.
Why does it come across where? Why does it come to a level where it's coming across as masculine energy? Why does it go to that extreme? And I just want to say this right now. So this is it's everybody out there that's listening. You know, we presenting this topic right now. Like I said, this is a 2-part podcast. We're going to do this segment of it today, and the rest of our panel are going to come in. We're actually going to chop this down and have them review it, and then they're going to come in. I should have brought them in on Zoom, but we'll get there. What I'm saying is, our feminine energy, our women, are beginning to, not even beginning to, y'all been coming across masculine. And this is a common thing because if you get 20 guys in a room, we all got the same story. So why is it that this is a thing? How is it that this is kind of going across the thing? Is it because of our poor leadership? Or is this just a thing that y'all got going on, looking at us saying, you know what, we gonna overpower y'all? Is that what you're saying?
No, because I said because we have to be.
Because you have to be.
Have to be and wanting to be are two different things. Two different things. Apparently, as I said before, he ain't stepped up. You're not leading me. I got to lead myself. And it only comes across as masculine to some men.
Uh-oh. Be careful with that.
I'm just saying. It's not.
It's a common problem.
Explain to me this.
We're getting complaints about it.
Explain to me this.
You're getting complaints about it, Delana.
No, explain to me this. What is the masculine energy that you see? I did air quotes. I sure did.
When we're dealing with our women, and like I said, we're gonna get the panel. When we're dealing with our women, it feels like we're being challenged at every juncture, and it feels like that you're dominating and overpowering every aspect of our dealings, as far as the conversation, as far as the respect level. It seems like we're talking to a dude. And as we sitting here talking to a dude, we escape. I tell you, I say it like this. Let's become sharper. I want to say this to you because I was thinking about this. Should I even touch this? Just being honest, I was like, should you touch this topic? But I feel it's warranted to say something about it. So here we go. So when we was coming up in the hood, I'm gonna use the word the hood. When we was coming up in the hood, there were women in that hood that were called what? What were they called, Delana?
It depends on which ones you're talking about.
No, Delana. When we was coming up in that hood, what were they called? They were called tomboys. The little girls that would climb trees. The little girls that were tomboys wore big old floppy clothes like this and a baseball hat and run around here with overalls and boots on and big old shoes, gym shoes, big old basketball gym shoes like what you wear in the gym. Tomboys, baggy clothes. They were called tomboys. They hung out with the boys. They fought the boys.
Yes.
Sometimes they beat the boys.
Yes.
They were called tomboys. Now, as men, and speaking in the context as young men coming up, we didn't like the boys, not the tomboys, not the girl, but the boys that would tattletale. So we looked at them and we wanted to crack their head. We didn't like the boys that was like, everybody knows this guy. Everybody knows this guy. We playing basketball, and when you got to go home, you take your ball with you in the middle of the game.
Oh, yes.
We've seen him. We've seen the tattletale. We probably got some firecrackers or something, some fireworks. You know we ain't supposed to have them. Next thing you know,
here comes somebody, mama.
Here come auntie. Here come aunt talking about, man, yeah, I know, yeah, crackers, man. Come on, man.
You didn't let him play with him.
Come on, man. What you telling for, man? You know, we was going to. Come on, man. We've been doing this all month. So now we got the tattletale boys. We got the mama's boys. We got the take the basketball when I got to go home boy. And then we got the tomboy. The tomboy is nothing but that same little snitch boy that was in the hood. So how we didn't like him, that's how we dislike the tomboy. And that's the beef between the men and the women right now. We looking at y'all. We looking at you. Huh?
But did y'all really dislike the tomboys? Because the tomboys always hung with the boys.
Yeah, but you wanted to be something that you weren't.
That's not true. That's not true.
What did you want to be?
I was being me.
Are you saying that you were the tomboy?
I was a tomboy. Yes, I was a tomboy. I played with the boys. I climbed trees. I rode dirt bikes. I played not even flag football. I played football in the field on the second block of Brighton. For those who know.
Understood. But what I'm saying to you, like I said, I didn't want to touch it, but we got to go here. What I'm saying to you is, you're not a boy. You're not authentic.
I'm not a boy.
You're not
I wasn't
real.
trying to be a boy.
No matter what you were trying to do, you're not authentic. How? So you're not a boy. You are a girl. So when you was a tomboy and hanging with the boys, you're still not a boy. So when it come down to the real clubhouse type stuff that we went into, you don't know those. I'm going somewhere with this. You don't know the inner workings and inner mechanics of what goes on in the men's locker room. You don't know what goes on in the boys' clubhouse. You don't know the oath that we took in the clubhouse. You don't know the secret handshakes and all the things that we do. You probably have some idea of these things, but you never knew about the real society of the boys. So now that we're grown and you present masculine energy, we're looking at you like somebody or something that we hate. Because that's how we did with little snitch, little crybaby boy and tomboy when tomboy overstepped tomboy boundaries. So now that we're seeing masculine energy as grown men, you ain't nothing but little basketball, take your basketball home to us. And it's irritating because you're not masculine. You just have a masculine quality about yourself, but we the real deal masculine. We can't turn it off. So y'all will turn that masculine on. And then when it's convenient, you go back into a woman feminine shell. Which one is it? Are you a man or are you a mom? Which one is you? So you're stepping up to this masculine energy on one level, and then when it's convenient, you break it down and go back to a feminine energy. And that's the frustration that we deal with the women.
So as a kid, being a tomboy,
Yeah.
you're not trying to be a boy. It was literally about having fun.
Yeah, it was
literally about having fun.
But Delaney, it was all fun till you got hit in the groin. Now you running home talking about some mama.
I was absolutely not the snitch.
Yeah, okay. You can tell her, okay.
No.
It's all fun and games.
I'm a revenge person. I'm a revenge type.
You'll get back. Yeah, you would get her back.
I like my lick back.
You would get her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I'm saying, it's just I took us full circle just to present just with me and you, somebody, a feminine energy, a female that I really care about, that I truly care about. So I wanted to talk to you about it because I know you got the power to bring change. Why it's super frustrating for us. I'm talking about the females who step up to be these leaders in this masculine energy. It's super frustrating to us because you cannot consistently be that way because you're not real. The masculinity not real. So it can't be, it's not like we don't respect it.
We're not trying to be that way. We're forced into it. Like the little boy who took his ball home and the little snitch, they became older, not grown. They became older.
It's a difference between older and grown.
It's a whole different.
Y'all,
they became older.
That's why I love the wonderful Delaney. It's a difference between older and grown. That's a bar.
Now we have to deal with them. And that's how it is perceived. Our energy is perceived to be masculine, and it comes across that way. We're not trying to be. We don't want to be.
Yeah, and I get that part. But the thing about it is when you deal with little take his ball home and little snitch, y'all not cutting it off with him. Y'all bringing it over here into the real junkyard dogs where we had to really be out there like that.
And that's usually when we soften up.
Oh no.
That's when we that's when we hit our soft era.
That's when you should.
That's when we hit our soft era.
Y'all still trying to buck up.
No.
With the big dogs, and it's like I guess it's an insult to the men because it's like I paid the cost to be able to hold this title of a big dog. I'm telling you, I paid twice over to be able to be considered to be this real man, this real person. We work too hard for our manhood, which by the way, it's a very, very hard thing to become a man. It ain't easy. It's a lot of males out there, male gender, but to be a man, oh man, that's not an easily accomplished thing. So once we earn our manhood and got that respect in the room, we're challenged still. It's still like, yeah, I don't care about no work you did. I'm still gonna test you. I'm still gonna talk to you this way. I'm still gonna treat you this way, and it get frustrating.
And I'm gonna go back to a previous podcast. We were talking about how some things are generational also. It depends on the generation of women. Our generation's built a little different.
Okay, tell me about that.
We built a little different. Yes, we have a little bit more masculine perceived. Let me take that back. Perceived.
Make sure you put your disclaimer out there.
Perceived masculine energy because we've had to be the leader.
Yeah.
Because we've had to deal with the take your ball home with you, take all your toys out the dang on sandbox kids, older males, not man, not grown. We've had to deal with them.
Okay.
So we've had no choice but to be leaders. When you finally get to the one who is actually a man, it takes a little time to soften into that feminine era. It takes a little time.
Oh, now you're saying something. That's why we becoming sharper. Now tell me something, because I earned it out the mud the long way. I earned it the long way. I would tell you a story. I remember one day I was in my room. I heard a lawnmower going across the front lawn. I look out the blinds. I see the boy from down the street cutting the grass. So I'm like, I'm super offended by this. I'm like,
cutting your grass?
Yes. So I'm like, I go to my old man, I go to Frank. I say, Frank, no disrespect, because you talk to Frank with the utmost respect, because he too is a man that was carved of iron. So we talking to him with respect, but he also had just enough understanding where you could talk to him. I said, Frank, why the other boy, why he cutting the grass? How come I couldn't go outside and cut the grass? He said, listen, man. And I'm just going to be real with you. You lay up in this Hilton, this Hilton of a room that you got. Let that boy get them $20, man, so he can go buy some of the stuff that you got. I was like, and I looked at it logically. So this probably was about 5 in the afternoon. We'll probably start getting dark around 7. I went to pull that lawnmower out that basement and recut that grass. Now I'm out there recutting the grass. He looked out the door. He come out there on the porch. He looking at me. He just shook his head. I said, I'm going to become a man. And ain't nobody or nothing going to stop me. I'm cutting the grass of my home. Now, although you paid him,
I'm still gonna cut my grass.
I'm still gonna cut my grass. This is how we becoming a man. We have to be able to take that smack in the face and turn that other cheek and come back and say, listen, I don't mean no disrespect to argue with you, but this is what I'm trying to say. It hurt me bad to see him cutting the grass. I can cut I'm able-bodied. I can cut the grass. So I recut that grass and had to re-sweep that sidewalk. It's dark. It's 8 o'clock now. It's dark now. Yeah, you gonna do the back?
I mean, since you're
since you becoming a man, let's see if you're gonna man all the way up. I said, you know what? I'm gonna knock the back out too, and I did do that. Then he came out there and helped me. He understood what I was going through. This is called two men gelling. We coming together now. Now we getting that understanding, and from that point on, I assumed the responsibility of cutting the grass. Boy, he bought a new lawnmower, so you got a new lawnmower. So now you got a brand new mower. You knock it out. So that was my grass cut. But I bring that up to say we become a man. You know what I mean? The words and the language that's used when ain't nobody around is crazy. The things that said to us when we was coming up was crazy. And we want to turn to you and we want to talk to you, but we gotta face the wolf. We run up in that house, somebody be done something, put their hands on you or something, and you come running in the house, you ain't gonna do nothing but get through right back out the door. Go back out there and handle it. Now we'd have done all of this. Then we had to become financially empowered to take you on a date. So don't tell them what we had to do to do that. I'm just gonna say ain't no telling what was done to take y'all beautiful women on some of these dates. I don't know where they got that dinner money, that gas money, license, registration, proof of insurance, car air pressure, tire, car wash, and want to go to the movies.
What's that song? Ain't
where
nothing going on but the rent.
Yeah, where I get that cheese from? I don't know where I respect my cho. Where I get that cho from, Delana? How I get it? Nobody knows how we came up with it, but we had to become a man because all you knew was, I want to go see such and such. I want to go to such and such restaurant, and we got to make it happen. So now that we've done all this and achieved the title, now we head honcho. You know, our chest up. Now I'm a man. Y'all come.
Hey, don't say y'all.
Tearing us down.
Here you go again, because
y'all
ain't men.
I ain't talking about all. I'm just talking about y'all.
You talking about
tear
y'all.
us down. All of y'all tearing us down. So now I ask pose the question today. Masculine, why is our feminine women have such masculine overtone toward us? But you gave some good answers on that. You really enlightened me because I got to look at it from the other's perspective. I guess I got to look at it from the standpoint of a lot of them. Y'all done dealt with a lot of guys where they weren't in a position of leadership and they didn't help you in that area. And I guess y'all had to step up and do the leadership for yourself and assume that role. My whole deal is, why is it that you insult the ones that still show leadership? Okay, now we are showing correct leadership. We still penalize just like this guy over here.
I told you it takes a minute. That's like,
but that's subjective because a minute could be 5 years.
I ain't say it depends on the person. You can't flip something on his head and expect it to work the same way. You can't flip something and expect it just to work. It doesn't work like that.
Well, we out here.
It don't work like
well,
that.
I'm talking to. Well, like I say, I'm talking to all. First of all, I'm not singling the men from the women. I'm talking to everybody. This is an everybody thing. Everybody included, all inclusive. But just speaking,
some women may not agree with me.
Oh yeah, exactly. But just partly for the men, I guarantee I get 25 guys together on this one. They all gonna agree with what I'm saying. They're not a virgin to this. They've seen this before. They know what I'm talking about. Ain't nobody gonna be like, I ain't never seen that. See? Now you seen this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So when a woman play powerful on you. So I speak to you today. You gave great answers about it. You really did. I mean, honestly, you know something, but I know something too. And I chimed in and gave, my perspective of it. So now we're going to bring what we're going to do on this show. We're going to bring the rest of the panel in. We're going to save this for them, and then we're going to present it back to them and let them I know they're going to go crazy, but I just had to say something to it because the masculinity of the women is rightly and partly and righteously placed on the masculine energy of the men that are not leaders. The debacle, the dilemma comes in when the men who do lead correctly have rightfully earned their manhood are still faced with challenged by feminine masculinity.
Just one more thing.
Go ahead, do it.
Just one more thing.
Do it, Delana, do it.
It also may be perceived as masculine energy.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is, Delana.
No.
No, you said perceived. No, that's what it is, Delana. Delana, I ain't talking about perception. I'm talking about what it is.
It may be perceived as masculine energy.
That's masculine energy right there. That's a masculine. I feel like I'm talking to a dude in the hood again. LeBron Jordan. This Jordan. Jordan. Kobe. LeBron Jordan. Listen, man.
Got it. We
ain't talking about. We're talking about when it's verified that it's masculine energy. What's up with that?
Let me finish.
Huh?
It can be perceived that way.
I hear.
When a woman is independent, has her own, doing everything for herself.
Man, no nobody.
Yes, they do.
Nobody care.
Yes, some men are intimidated. They
don't nobody care about that.
Yes, they do.
Not no real man.
Bingo.
Ain't a real man caring about that.
Bingo.
Listen. Let me explain. Let's touch that for a minute. And like
okay.
I say, how do I care about you doing what you're supposed to do? You were supposed to do that, especially if no one was doing it for you. You were supposed to do that.
I came across a dude before. And,
you don't get no cookie for that?
And I couldn't figure him out. He thought I was a single mother. I take care of myself, my son.
Right.
And he come along and he expected me to just like, oh, you doing this, you doing that. Well, yeah, I have to. I have a choice. I have to go to work every day. I have to do this. I have to take my son here. I have to do all this stuff. Well, I'm here now. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
I appreciate that.
Okay, so what he did was he was stepping in, assuming the responsibility of certain duties that he deemed, valid enough to do as the man.
And
now, did you let him?
Yeah, I appreciated that. The problem.
How did you appreciate?
Let me tell you what.
How did you appreciate, Delana? How did you appreciate?
I let him.
But how did you let him? Did you let him with that mouth?
No, absolutely not. The problem came.
That's how you sounded to me,
Delana. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's how you sounded to me, Delana.
Because I can't stand the way, like when I hear my own voice, I don't like it. But the problem came when it's like we wasn't that far in, and you just expected to lead everything. Like you expected me to give over control almost immediately. It's like we don't even know each other that well.
But can you fault him for that?
Fault
because you said you wanted a man to lead.
Yeah, but you gonna come in and just take over?
Well, you
literally.
Well, you the one who just. Well, I can roll this back about 10 minutes. You the one who just advocated on time constraints.
Yeah.
So
My time
so now
and his time is maybe a little bit different.
So now you talking about timing. His timing is immediately. And as men, we are instructed to act swiftly. As men, we are not to drag our feet. When we see an objective and we come assertive, we get in and we get her done. That's a man's thing. So he's saying, listen, you want to deal with me? I float the boat around here. I stand on business. And you like, well, what are you doing now? You standing on business too fast.
It was a big punch.
Now you standing on business. Now you standing on business too fast.
It's like, oh, you on dinner every night?
You standing on business.
I still go. I still go to work too. Like, wait a minute.
So this is just a part of manhood. A man is supposed to be blunt and to the point. We ain't supposed to drag our feet. So once you decided to deal with that man, he came in hot. He said, "Let's do this. I'm liking you. I'm feeling what we got going here. So you know what? Hand me that light bill. Hand this. And I need my slippers. I need my dinner cooked that night when it's late at night. Yeah. Hey, what's up?
My best friend is who even introduced us, which she was like, oh, y'all be perfect and blah blah blah. And
based on her judgment of
what she knew him.
Right. I get, and I understand that, but so that's what I'm saying. You can't win for losing. But that's a whole nother thing. That's not nothing toward you or the women out there. I'm just saying that is the situation. And once again, as we become men, that we're faced with. You don't want me to use too much English on it. You don't want me to hit it too hard. But then you want me to come with a velvet. Now I'm too soft. Which one is it? How can I win?
And at the same time, we can't win either.
No, y'all can win because you can win because at the end of the day, you said that you wanted leadership. You said that you wanted a strong man. But then when you're strong, you still strong. Now you got strong against strong.
That's a true story.
Yeah, y'all can win, but y'all saying I'm still gonna test your gangster. I'm still gonna test you. And we end up getting tested, and we already if you a man, you've been tested, so you know how we react when we get tested. When we get tested, we get in battle mode, we get in test mode. That's why you got older men. That's why you got older men with boots on. You got older men out here who walking around here with one big old boot on their foot. The reason why they got that big boot on their foot is because somebody tested them at the barbecue. We was barbecuing some dogs, some turkey burgers, and we had a couple steaks on there. And then somebody said, man, you can't play no ball. Here I come. Now I'm out here. Ain't warmed up enough. Ain't stretched in 3 years. I'm out here.
About to kill yourself.
ACL blow. They call the ambulance. You like, for real? Call them now. It's burning. Call the ambulance, dog. Get me up out of here, dog. That's because you tested me and I had to prove. I had to prove that I'm a man. I'm the man. Not only a man, but the man. So that's how we are. So we are super reactive. And like I say, this goes into the issue of submissive. Some men want a woman to be submissive. I don't want no woman that's submissive. I'm an oddity. I don't want no woman that's submissive. You can keep your submission. You don't have to submit to me. But what I want is I want you to be feminine. You don't have to submit. It's a difference between submission and feminine. It's a difference between submission and feminine. I don't want you to be submissive. I just want you to be feminine. Be a woman. Smell like a woman. Don't be smelling like no skin. Don't be trying to throw no shoes, brakes on no car. So I go get my own brakes.
I ain't doing that.
I ain't my own shoes and brakes.
I don't even like to pump my own gas.
Yeah, but you gonna pump some gas. You come see me. You gonna pump gas. You gonna fill your tank up to get to me. You gonna be feminine. Somebody gonna do it, but it's all an issue of I don't want a submissive woman. I think they get that confused. I don't care about nobody submitting to me because guess what? I don't need you to submit to me. I just need to handle what I gotta handle. But I do need and want you to be feminine because that's what I got you for. I don't want a dude in a dress. No pun intended. All right, to our supporters, the people who come and help us with this podcast. Our supporters, all cash is verified. We got to get us some sponsorship now. We're going to get some people to come in and help us with this podcast. We're moving right along. We're growing. And we're growing to a level where now we have to address and thank the people who help us from a monetary standpoint for this podcast, to pay for it and to keep the show on the road. To my personal supporters, the people who support me, I thank you. All cash is verified. Respect my show. I thank you for believing in CJ, believing in Let Us Become Sharper / Thursday Night Society podcast, and believing in the brand. We thank you for that. We want to talk about the TNS raffle exchange. What we could talk about, it said earlier, it's the raffle aspect of it is to win some very, very current and great prizes that we are beginning to put. We're pulling the raffle on Thursday night. So we're pulling it this Thursday night and every other, basically we're doing it every other week on Thursday night. So we're doing the raffle. We want to talk about the product line. We got the CJ cups by the sleeve. You can get a sleeve of them CJ cups. Got a dozen of them in there. We got the CJ cups. We got the CJ lighters. We got the podcast. Support all of these. This is all part of the Let Us Become Sharper universe, and Let Us Become Sharper world. Got the wonderful Delaney here. I nicknamed her that because she is wonderful. And ain't no cap in my rap. She's wonderful, not only just to me, but she's a wonderful human being. So she is giving her take on feminine masculinity. We'll name this one that. We're going to name it Feminine Masculinity. That's a crazy title. I dropped my game in doses. We've been getting doses of that. We're talking about the big player ticket. So we've been getting doses of feminine masculinity. So we got the rest of our panel gonna come in and they gonna chime in and give their take on feminine masculinity. In the meantime, in between time, we want y'all to recap. We want y'all to really think about what is the reason and how challenged do you feel when you have achieved a title of manhood and you're still faced with masculinity from someone who you turn to for feminine energy. How does that make you feel? And we're gonna, just to show that we're not those kind of people. We keep it a buck around here. And for all you squares out there who don't know what a buck mean, that means 100%. We keep it 100% around here. For all of the women who are feminine, they don't want to be presented with feminine energy from a man.
Ooh. If that ain't the truth.
So we going for a feminine woman who wants a masculine energy from a man. So for all you dudes out there who are dealing with a woman who is feminine and giving her energy that's feminine, just like her, come on, man, let's stop that, man. We can't, now it's a two-way street. We can't expect them to be feminine and we acting feminine. And y'all, we got to give y'all doses. Y'all got to give y'all medication too. Y'all can't be expecting us to be masculine and then you showing up masculine too. That's two dudes. And if you got two feminines, that's two cats, two women. It's a cat fight. That's it.
Between a man and a man.
but it's a man and a woman, but it's still a cat fight. You got to be, we live in 2020, 2025, 26. We got to be super careful about what we say on this show. I'm trying to craft what I'm saying. And I hope that it's coming off, we always professional. So I hope that it's coming off politically correct what I'm saying to you. But that's what we want to say. Everybody out there, be safe, keep your head on the swivel. We have presented a topic today to speak about, and we're going to return to this topic with the rest of our panel, and we're going to take all of the collective opinions and become sharp that way. So we about to get up out of here. We touched every topic that we needed to for the day. Great show, just me and Delaney. We hold it down like a Bonnie and Clyde. We Bonnie and Clyde. How we ride? Bonnie and Clyde.
Except not like the end.
No, we ain't going to the end. No, just the good parts of the movie. We ain't going to the end. Ain't no end. See, you gotta remember, I don't watch all my movies to the end. I was watching the movie one day at the movie theater. Halfway, I got up and walked out. That's enough movie.
I don't need
Where
to know.
you going? That's enough movie. I don't need to see why do we always have to see the end? I don't need to see the end of the movie. I can watch half the movie. I got my cinematic experience, and I'm up to the next. I'm to the next task. That's crazy. You go out on a date at the movie.
I'm gonna get popcorn. Don't even come back.
He just get up and leave. I'm straight, dog. I saw it. You didn't.
You didn't see what else going on.
No, I saw it.
No.
I saw enough. That's all I did. Just a little look about 40 minutes of that boy, and I'm out. Yeah, so that's what it is. So that's how me and Delata like Bonnie and Clyde without the ending. Yeah, we gonna have a beautiful end. We ain't gonna have a crazy ending to the movie. So yeah, we gonna roll up out of here. It's a hot day today. So we actually got the lights down low to keep it cool there, do air conditioning and everything. So we gonna do a little photo shoot way down in the hallway down there with a little bit of light. We're gonna go do that, and we might ride for a minute. I don't know whatever the plan is, but to the next time that we meet again, we want you to stay safe out there, but also stay dangerous. Remember, don't let nobody steal your joy. That's very, very important. It's been something in my heart to say to the people. When I've been coming up, I used to have the wall seniors. They used to come around, the beauty supplies used to come around, and they used to present the products to the shops right there in the shop. And the day that I purchased the wall seniors all chrome with the gray top, and I think I even had them for a day or two, and I took them out the box. I immediately saw a joy. I got my brother John. We actually pulled up, he actually printed out and pulled up articles comparing the wall senior to the Andes Master. And that's one of our little jokes. We debate about that whenever I see him. But the key to what I'm saying is that's part of our joy. It's all a part of the world of joy and happiness. Don't let nobody steal your joy. I was in love with my wall singers. That's one of the only joys I had in life was when I had those. So we're talking about joy and happiness. Don't allow anyone to steal your joy and happiness. Okay, so we powerful. We up out of here. Till the next time, let us become sharper.